All right, what's up, everyone? My name's AJ Writes Crypto. Thanks so much for joining me. Tuesday, August 27th. Big shout out. We kind of changed some things around. Hold on, let me get the full effect here. The full effect. Dun 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 dun. Hell yeah. I like it. When we were in Barcelona with the Algorand team for Decipher, also big shout out to the whole Algo fam. We went to this art studio and I walked around and then I saw it. And then I saw it. I don't always I really like gangster movies, Goodfellas, Casino, The Departed, The Godfather, Scarface. I grew up on that stuff. Grew up in Philadelphia area, very, very common culture. And, you grow up glorifying it, which isn't always the best look. You know what I mean? And you kind of think Tony Montana. What does Tony Montana represent? Some people think of, political refugee from Cuba. Some people think a guy that had a mountain of the white snow and shot a bunch of people at the end of the movie. A lot of people remember that. What I remember from Scarface is when, the Zeppelin goes across the sky and it says, "The world is yours. The world is yours." And that was an inflection point of the movie. That was a turning point for Tony when he realized that no one's going to give it to you. You have to take it. And that is what I think of when I think of Scarface. Of course, he didn't live at the end, but the world is ours in our own way. And to each and every one of you, the world is yours, but no one's going to give it to you. You have to take it. And that's what it means to me. So, very expensive piece of art, by the way. And I had to have it. Absolutely had to have it. So it's a one of one. And so there it is on that wall back there. So story time, everybody. Little morning story time. But hey, I do appreciate, shout out to everybody in the chat. Do appreciate each and every one of you. Got my guy Carter Pennington, Bitcoin Brian, Ricky Burris, Gregory Ward, the Glitter Queen in the house. One of my besties, Chauncey Peppertooth. We got Just Josh, Desert Crypto, Dimple Paul, SWFL, KMFA. Everybody's in the house. Thank y'all for being here. Dimple Paul, no, she did not buy the car. Not yet. We're waiting for the bull run. I mean, obviously, I considered doing a bunch of extravagant things now, but it's also low discipline to make big purchases now, because my whole thesis is any $100 you spend now is the $1,000 you're losing in the bull run. So think about that. Anytime you buy extra appetizers at dinner, or get extra desserts, or do excessive things, you're taken away from your bull run gains, especially if you're trying to nickel and dime, especially if you're balling on a budget. I completely understand what that's like. And definitely doing anything extravagant now would be me going against the example I've set. So I will certainly be making all extravagant purchases in the after bull market. So probably 25, 26. Lambo 25, late 25, early 26. But hell yeah, Dimple Paul's on that ramen diet. I don't know about all that, but I understand. So I want to talk about a couple things today. I got a few news stories, not as news heavy as it was yesterday. And I certainly want to take a deep dive into a handful of charts. We did talk about a couple things yesterday on the show, and I gave a couple things to my Telegram group on Sunday that played out just about perfectly. And guys, I'm telling you, if you're on the sidelines and you want to get in on some real trades, you want to make some real money trading, definitely sign up for the Telegram group. We have been nailing trades over there. So I want to start off by talking about September and, September in crypto period. I think a lot of times, last year was a meh December, but every year before that was god awful. All right. And if we look at, we had a 4% September last year, 22 minus 3, 21 minus 7, 20 minus 7, 19 minus 13, 18 minus 5. All right. So we probably got around an average of minus 7%, right around there, and even 17 was a minus 7 as well. A lot of minus 7s. I kind of don't really take. I really generally look at like 18 plus. I think anything before that, it's kind of like the market has changed so much. Like I'm not really going to use a statistic from 2013 in my explanation for anything, because the market has changed invariably so much from then to where we are now. So there's kind of a point with historical data where it only matters so much given the landscape, in my opinion. But as you can see, besides our little 3.95% pump up last year, the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Septembers before that one have all been red. But they are also kind of the beginning. They are kind of the push down. Why is that? Because October is our time. October is when the magic happens. From we had -7 in 17, we're talking a 49% move in 17, down 4 in 18, followed up by the past 5 years of October, starting with 19, 10.4, 28% in 2020, 39% in 21. That was the move back up to all-time highs in 2021. 5% in 22, which was a terrible bear year, and 28% last year, which was the kind of the beginning of the move up. If you guys remember, going into 21, coming into this year was pretty crazy. We had September, October, November, December, January, February, March, all bullish. And so, here we are. So history would tell us, I'm just going to wrap this up here. History would tell us that September is likely to be red and October is likely to be green. All right. So now I kind of just want to kind of compare that. We talked a lot yesterday about the total chart, which is all of crypto added together. All right. And based off the total chart and the setup here, we talked about this crucial support resistance level right here at 2.16 trillion. Since yesterday, our stream yesterday, we have gone down below that. A lot of things have bled out. Like I said yesterday, I feel like a lot of the gains that we recently got, we're going to give a lot of them back. That has been the case already. There's a lot of coins that popped up and a lot of coins have come back down. We were spot on with that. Even the past 18 hours, 1.76% on the total chart, which is insane. So, kind of the macro setup here would kind of spell out, a possible bearish September. How bearish? Well, right to around here on the chart. Let me just leave that line there. So right here is the end of September. Okay. So are we going to see kind of something like this? A little push down, possible? Are we going to see a bigger lower low and maybe a start to spike up? Possible. But what you have to remember about this month is that even if, we kind of dribble, all right, and even move up a little teeny bit, something like this, also possible. It does, we're getting closer to the goal, which is this downtrend here. All right. This downtrend on the total chart for every crypto. This is all I see when I look at this chart, because it's probably going to be bloody. It's probably going to make you wish you never bought anything. It's probably going to be painful, especially when you consider the macro setup, lower lows the whole way down the street. Hold on, let me get my trend line here. Lower lows the whole way down the street and lower highs since March. All right. We had a great start to the year, and since then we've just been bleeding. It's that simple. But this trend line here, right here, is the most important aspect of this chart, because we all talk about that Q4 breakout. We all talk about, how 2025 is our year, which is possible. Actually, Q3, Q4, this time next year, 2025. That's our year. That's our time. But it doesn't mean it's not good. The market's not going to make us question everything before we get to that point, which is possible. The market, it wants to test you. It wants to make you think you're wrong. It's trying to convince you to sell so you're not there when, things really boom. I got to give it to the boys at Altcoin Daily. They made a really, really great video sometime last week, basically saying when that big dip happened, okay, that big dip happened, but you know who didn't sell? BlackRock. You know who didn't sell? Grayscale. Who didn't sell? MicroStrategy. And then one of the major, Morgan Stanley, just I think last week started, who holds over 6 trillion assets under management, started picking up the phone and telling all their clients about the availability of the Bitcoin ETF. So, there is a lot to pick apart there when you realize Wall Street is not playing the short game. All right. The eyes on the prize, everybody. Also, a little bit of news here. This is actually kind of pretty crazy. BlackRock and Grayscale ETFs hold nearly 3% of all Bitcoin in circulation. That's pretty crazy. 3% is more than you think, especially when you realize which percentage of the Bitcoin circulating supply is lost. All right. So that's a whole nother conversation. But last week we saw digital asset investment products pull in $533 million, the largest inflow for 5 weeks. Not bad. They're currently holding 3%. I'd actually be really interested to see, what percentage guys, the ETFs have not been around for that long. Not at all. I wonder what percentage they'll hold by this time next year, or the year after that, or by 2040, or by 2050. What percentage of the circulating supply they'll own by then? If they already own 3% now. This is, I understand. I actually kind of heard some people at Bitcoin Nashville, obviously some of the Bitcoin maxis, do not like that BlackRock's involved. In their mind, BlackRock equals evil. Very simple equation. BlackRock equals evil. And I get it. This is the Bitcoin supposed to be the middle finger to the establishment. It's basically punk rock money for the people that were here from the beginning. All right. And then at the same time, my brain goes, well, if we really want that adoption that we all talk about, BlackRock has to be in the picture. BlackRock has to be in the game, or the accessibility wouldn't be there to get that adoption that we all long for. So, there's that aspect as well. I got a couple of really interesting news stories here. Big shout out to Mike Collins. Mike Collins is not a kid I went to high school with, but actually it was. U.S. Congressman Mike Collins loves day trading altcoins. Hey, shout out to him, man. He's been making some pretty wild day trades. I wonder if he's watching this channel. Hey, he might be. Posted on Twitter. This account right here said, I'm sure this will end well. Pretty funny. We caught a congressman day trading crypto altcoins. U.S. Representative Mike Collins bought $50,000 of Arrow of all projects. He bought $50K of Arrow. And hey, I actually have a little bit of Arrow in my portfolio update, and there will be a portfolio update here soon. By the way, guys, we're probably filming it tomorrow. I wanted to film it today, but something happened. I'm about to tell you, kind of a big deal, actually. Something happened. So we'll probably film that tomorrow. He sold on August 4th and then bought it back again on August 5th. Pretty wild trading from a member of Congress. And we can check out the Arrow chart later on if you'd like to. I wonder if he had some inside information there. Interesting. I don't hold it against him. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool that, people in the government are getting involved and figuring out, oh, this is what it's like. I think that's pretty rad in my opinion. But so don't try to use this to paint him in a bad light, like Nancy Pelosi. Don't even get me started on Nancy Pelosi. Manuel did get the email, and it was in the junk folder. All right. I'm glad we worked that out, dude. Good stuff. The rate cut should be the 21st night of September. Yep, that is also a part of the equation, everybody. That is no secret. The next FOMC meeting, a lot of eyes are looking at the next FOMC meeting. And, we don't even, it's funny when you think about how close we actually are to the election. It's really funny when you think about how close we are to the next election. I heard like a lot of mail-in ballots for a handful of states go out in like 4 days or something like that. Like it's already started. And, before I really started listening to like BitBoy and everything like that, I listened to a lot of Ben Shapiro. And obviously my views about Ben Shapiro have changed pretty drastically since I originally started listening to him. But nevertheless, every now and then I go back and check out the Daily Wire. Obviously I'm not on the right side of the aisle for every policy issue or anything like that. But, I do, when I vote, I vote right when I want to. I don't always vote, but anyway. his most recent content, his live streams have been pretty good. And he basically saying that Kamala Harris has not done in 35 days, she has not had an interview with any questions about her policy, and that she's completely running on the joy and the happiness that she wants to bring to the oh my God. I mean, in what world are people going to vote for someone who hasn't answered a question about policy? It's end of August. Oh man, this political stuff, it really grinds my gears. It really grinds my gears. Can we talk about Bitcoin dominance today? Yeah, totally. We can talk about Bitcoin dominance today. Okay. Yeah, checking the chat really fast. Everybody, make sure there's about 100 people in the house. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You can't really tell, I'm wearing a shirt that is from my friends over at book.io. Book.io, they make crypto books, blockchain books. I believe I like sometimes getting the physical book and reading it. I like the smell of the pages. I'm an avid reader, but I do think it's cool that they have like digital options, and it's actually really good for creators. Like if you're an author to do that, because if you sell to a book publishing agency, you're basically like, you don't even own your own thoughts anymore, which is pretty crazy. And I put an interview out with him yesterday, and it was the worst performing video I've ever put on this channel, which is like really bums me out because I love reading, and I'm a writer, and like it was the worst performing video anyway, but I'm leaving it on. I'm not deleting it or anything, but it's a great interview, and Book.io is a great project, and you guys should check it out. So definitely go give that video some pity views if you get a chance to. But it's all good. Much love to those guys. Yeah, there's still, kind of development on the Pavel Durov. They're basically, I saw even more articles. It's basically saying that other countries are not a fan of Telegram because not him, not the founder, but people on the app are using the app for money laundering, for pictures you shouldn't look at, drugs deals, and like you can't like, and this is what I said yesterday, is that if you're the person that invented the hammer, some people are going to use that hammer to build houses, and some of it are going to turn around and hit someone in the head with the wrong side of the hammer. You can't put the guy that made the hammer in jail. That's it. I think this is an assault on free speech, to be completely honest. Is the guy perfect? Probably not. But what this represents is kind of more of the conversation. So just want to touch on that. The story is developing. Maker Protocol rebrands to Sky, and the DAI stablecoin rebrands to USDS. Interesting. There has been a lot of rebrands or upgrades going on around here, and I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent to it. Maker is a project that DeFi Summer was really big, and I have day traded Maker a lot, especially when it had a lot more volume in the KuCoin days. But that rebrand is there. I don't really like use DeFi for that many things. I'm not like on there all the time. I'm more of a day trader, but just news you should know. Very interesting story. NASDAQ wants to launch a Bitcoin index options. Now we're talking. The Wall Street degens want to get involved. Come on, Gary. We're on Wall Street and we're degenerates, and we need your help, Gary. And hey, I think options would be great. That would be great. That's where the degeneracy comes from. And why not? The executive said there is a missing piece in the liquidity picture, which would be provided by ETF options. All right. And for anybody that doesn't know, it says it right here. Options are financial instruments that allow traders to buy or sell assets like stocks, indexes, and ETFs at a set price on a specified date. This allows institutions to hedge risks and traders to extend their buying powder. So when you hear options, think leverage trading. Like options trading. That's what they call it in the stock world. And hey, this would, I don't see anything wrong with this. Why not? Bring it on. I don't think it could hurt. It gives people more accessibility. It lets people take bigger risk. It's that simple. And BlackRock ETF sees biggest inflow in 35 days. We have already touched on that story. Here's a little bit about the rate cut. They kind of tied Solana into the title. Not really sure why, because there's nothing really about Solana. It's like Solana, September's hopes boosted by Fed chair's rate cut hint. Well, it's like every altcoin September hopes are boosted by the rate cut hint, in my opinion. But so there was Solana saw a price surge following remarks of Jerome Powell, the chair of the Federal Reserve, at the Jackson Hole Symposium, hinted that the time has come for interest rate cuts, which hopefully the job stuff gets ignored about them, over or under predicting like 800,000 jobs or something like that. Hopefully that gets ignored and they do bring on a rate cut, because honestly, the economy needs it. And it would be a good way for Biden to be like, well, at least I gave you a rate cut right before I left. I think, maybe it'll help his street cred just a little bit. But a lot of people might be thinking, what the hell is the Jackson Hole Symposium? It's kind of like a conference. The symposium is, the synonym for the word conference. And I actually Googled it, and the right here, the 2024 Jackson Hole Symposium, the Federal Reserve Bank of Kansas City hosts dozens of central bankers, policymakers, academics, and economists from around the world at its annual economic policy symposium in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. That's what that is. I want to go to one of those. I go to a lot of crypto conferences. Why don't I go to like one of these conferences? That would be really interesting, actually, because like I'm not really like a stock market guy. I understand like a lot of the concepts because they're kind of synonymous with crypto, but it would be interesting to kind of go to more stuff like this, more macroeconomic stuff. I'm a big nerd, so I'm like really into all that. But at the same time, I don't know if the content would be fire, but I think that it would be interesting, something to learn about there. So let's hope that the FOMC meeting fares as well, and that everything that we get that rate cut, because that would certainly be the beginning of what we need for a nice little move up in the end of this year. Maybe that Q4 would work. Talking about name changes over here. Yeah, Matic is rebranding too. Yep, I got an email from Coinbase the other day saying that very soon the Matic will be POL. I already knew that, but I didn't know the date. It's happening pretty soon with Matic. I do hold a little bit of Matic. I know some people kind of have lost faith in layer twos. I don't know. I held like 4,000 or something small like that, but I just want to have some exposure to it. Amazing. POL is what Matic is becoming, Hawkeye. All right, so why is my CoinGecko's not loading? Is my VPN on? I hope not, because I can't turn it off during it. It's not on. Okay, all right, I'm gonna have to X out of this tab and go to another one. I haven't even looked at the gainers and the losers yet. I do. So second half of this show here, I am going to take a quick look at charts. I want to look at dominance. There's a handful of charts I want to circle back to that we talked about the other day. But before I do that, got to talk about a couple things. And someone said they in the beginning in the chat, they said they haven't seen a portfolio rating in a while. Obviously, I'm completely open to doing them. I kind of feel that I should make it like a once every other week thing, so it's kind of like an event. Or maybe if I make like additional videos kind of breaking down other people's portfolios. I do feel that early on in the life of this channel, I might have beat it up a little too much, but it was working and people wanted to watch the content. But then I feel like most of my core audience got a portfolio review and that people didn't want to do it anymore. And that's fine too. But I'm open to doing them. I just kind of gotta, work on when. All right, so this is kind of a big deal, everybody. Starting September 1st, PHEMEX, my exclusive exchange partner, will be requiring KYC on new accounts starting September 1st. All right. Any account created before September 1st is grandfathered in and will not need to KYC. All right. So, guys, if you are on the sidelines and you have not made a PHEMEX account right now, in the description of this video, click that link to sign up for PHEMEX. You do need a VPN on, but that's only when you sign up. Once you sign up, you're in. You do not have to KYC. And once you have your account, you don't need a VPN to use it to log in. You only need a VPN when you sign up. All right. But guys, they have been around for a while, and the MICA regulation basically said to them, hey guys, you need to do advanced KYC for new accounts right away, or you're in trouble. And they said, okay, because PHEMEX is a great exchange and they've been around for a while. I mean, after the KuCoin days, dude, after the KuCoin days, I jumped to PHEMEX and never left. When I was, sponsored by BitGet, I still did a lot of my personal trading on PHEMEX. I love PHEMEX. It's a really, really great place to day trade. There's a lot of volume. A lot of hot altcoins have a lot of volume. I made a lot of money trading on PHEMEX, man. And I am bummed to hear about this. I am bummed to hear about this. And also, it really, the PHEMEX accounts really help my Telegram group, because if you are a part of my Telegram group, you have to have a PHEMEX account, because all the trades I'm giving you, especially the lower altcoins, are from PHEMEX. So this does kind of throw a fork in, kind of throws a spike in the wheels for your boy here. But guys, I'm telling you, if you're watching this big time, go make a PHEMEX account. Click the link down below. All right, in the description. Also, I am announcing a trading competition on PHEMEX as well. Obviously, we have today 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days left to get as many new signups as we can. And I'm going to do a trading competition. Obviously, I expect a lot of the big traders in my Telegram group to get involved. If you're on the sideline, you want to get involved, make sure you can get a head start by signing up for PHEMEX now. But the trading competition is going to be really cool, and I'm really looking forward to do it. I've never done one, I've never hosted my own trading competition before, so I think that's pretty cool. Plans on dropping the second half of the Cardone interview, SWFL. So I went back and watched the footage, and it's just like, I should have put the whole thing on one. I should have put the entire. It's Gary Cardone, not Grant, by the way. Did I say Grant, or what did you say? Oh, you just said Cardone. Okay, it's Gary, not Grant. So I did the whole interview. I thought I was going to get on with Gary and we were going to talk for 15 minutes and that was going to be it, because I like doing short interviews and the algorithm likes short interviews. And the guy is like, he's really smart, not making fun of him, but he's kind of like a branch talker, like he's like, oh, like, my sister lives in Arkansas, and in Arkansas, my favorite stone is granite, and there is a Granite Run Mall in Pennsylvania, and in Pennsylvania, there's the Liberty Bell. The one thing about bells, like he kind of like he branch talks big time, and he's really smart. Holy shit, the guy is brilliant. He's way more money than me. But sometimes it's like, it was really kind of hard for me to steer the ship. And I went back and looked at the footage, and without the context of the first half, it doesn't make sense. And I don't know. I think I should either put them together and put out the whole thing, or just not, because it's I don't know. So shorting in September is a good idea. I mean, Tristan, that's Trister Gang became a member for 2 months, Grogger Gang. Well, on the face, historically speaking, yes, but that doesn't mean you enter a trade because it's September. You still want to, find a chart, find confluence, time the trade, all the, you want to cross the T's and dot your I's is what I'm saying. And also very good that Tristan became a member of the Grogger Gang, because today at, I'm going to say 2 p.m., we are doing the members only live stream that we haven't been able to do in a little while from my traveling and everything like that. And members only live stream is a really big if you are a member of the Telegram group. It really explains a lot of those trades. It really explains a lot of my thought process and how I'm able to call these big trades all the time. Guys, I have been calling some bangers. I do this for a living, guys. I do this for a living. And it's hard for me to explain, to really go under the surface on my normal live stream, because some people on my live stream don't even like technical analysis, and I get it. That's why I do a little bit of both. And but I will always do TA, and I will always be known for TA, which is fine. But the members only live stream is really for the people who want to take that extra step and really want to learn. If you're not a member of the Telegram group and you watch the members only live stream, you'll probably be like, okay, let me in, because you'll understand what I'm saying, and then you're going to wish you got that trade when I gave it out. So that will be today at 2:00. All right. And I know the Granite Run Mall is no longer a mall. I am well aware. The Granite Run Mall, bro, no, that's not your hood, dog. That's my hood. Media PA, that's my hood, bud. Delco in the house. What's popping? That's really funny, Mike. That's funny. You know what that is. All right, so let's keep the ball rolling. Kind of got off track here, but I do that sometimes. I branch talk too. But guys, do remember, PHEMEX, if you don't have an account, sign up. Because if you don't sign up, you're going to have to do the Powell ID and all that. And I am not asking my audience the Powell ID. I'll put it as an option, but I tried it with BitGet, and that didn't work. And I'm bummed about this. I am really bummed about this. But I'm still going to finish, my deal with PHEMEX. I'm still going to trade on PHEMEX because I have an account. I don't need to KYC. If you already have an account, you don't need to KYC. All right. It is that simple. And someone asked the question, when will they KYC to withdraw? Not now. I asked that. That was the first question I asked my rep at PHEMEX. Well, do you need a KYC to withdraw? And he said no. And I said, okay. And if that ever changes, of course, I will let you know. All right. So we hit that. And also, guys, if you wanted to join the Telegram group, send me an email, ajalphagroup@gmail.com. Take your trading to the next level. We've been putting in a lot of really good moves over there. And I'm super stoked on the group. Really, JC, just scroll back the past 5 minutes, bro. I'm not re-explaining the whole thing. All right. So let's start at, I don't know. Okay, I finally got it to load. For some reason, my CoinGecko did not want to load. All right, so everything is down just a little bit. I'm not going to go tit for tat on every price, but I do want to always look at the gainers and the losers. I mean, the first thing I look at in the morning is the gainers and the losers. It's like the first thing, because I'm always searching for that volatility. That's the only thing that matters to me, is that volatility. So if it loads, I don't know why this website is not loading today. Let me try to open a new tab. All right, I'll come back to it. But so one of the things that we discussed the other day was Toncoin. All right. And yesterday we were kind of setting, all right here. And of course, I always say that anytime you put in a low, all right, like from here, you are always going to want to alarm that previous low, all right, and short the loss of it, all right. Would have been good for about a 6% trade there. Toncoin is still kind of moving up. I would still have an alarm here, and I would have alarm here at 536 and another alarm here at 512. And if you want to alarm the wick at 502, you can. But this thing has still not worked out yet. And guys, like I said, like, you can trade the ton moves if you want to, but the real moves are going to be on not coin, because it's a much smaller market cap. All right. So this is what I gave the Telegram group. All right. And if you shorted from the loss of this level, which I made a big deal out of in the group, from here to the bottom, 14% move in 18 hours. Not to mention, when you consider the low, that same concept, which worked out right here, I was kind of using this line as well, because this was a trend, a long-term trend line. So I was using that instead of the actual low itself. But that would still have been a 6% move in a day. All right. So what do I mean by using the trend line? So you see how this trend line hits this low? So I would rather use the trend line than the support resistance level of the low in that specific occasion. And that trend line, I mean, hell, comes from, back here all the way back here from when it put this low in, and then it touched that, and when it loses that, that's an obvious short. I mean, that's free pickings, everybody. That is free pickings. All right. And now it's kind of coming a lot of times what happens with trend lines, like say we have a trend line going this way, right? And the price kind of dips below it. It'll come back to touch the trend line and go the other way. So I kind of see, maybe will this touch this and then kind of wiggle out like that, which is very possible. So if I was trading Toncoin right now, of course, I'd still want these old alarms at 0091, excuse me, not coin, because the same alarms we use for the way down, we will also use for the way up the hill. So I would also, obviously, I would alarm this support resistance right here, big support resistance. That's a big level at 0.0089, very big. If you want to keep an eye on this little like divot level right there at 0.0086, big level. And then this very bottom here at a lot of zeros, 83. So we have 83, 86, 89. From 83, 86, 89. So if you kind of break this, we can long and target this. We break this, we short and target this. All right. That is what I mean by conditional range trading. All right. I finally got my gainers and losers to load. All right. I'm not trying to look at the top 1,000 though. So now I got to wait another 5 minutes for the top 100. What is going on with this website? It is not my favorite. Also, all right, fine. So right now I will also kind of come out here for a minute. I wanted to look at where's the 1 year. I was looking at the heat map. It's kind of like what? I don't think I have the right chart. Let me go like 3-month chart. I really don't like, these aren't the Bible to me, but I do really take them into account. And it's interesting because obviously we did have a lot of volume, up the hill, which makes sense. But it kind of is like we're kind of in no man's land, and it really doesn't even pick up till like any shades of green until I'm colorblind, so I don't even know what color that is, until 60,000. Which is a little, a lot of the volume actually points up, which is interesting, but the charts are not pointing up right now. So that is certainly something to consider as well. And if you want to check out these heat maps for yourself, go to coinglass.com. Coinglass.com. It's not a paid partnership or anything like that, but it is a useful tool that I just copy and pasted into the chat for you guys. All right. So do we have the top 100? There we go. Stalled long enough. All right. Acash Network fighting into the top 100. Very interesting. Maker pumped 1%, I guess, because of that rebrand hype. And now the loser section. Dogwith, biggest loser. SEI, SWE, big loser. And I kind of saw the short for SWE coming once it got over $1, because how Quant used to have a magnet at 100. SWE has a magnet at $1, and certainly worth keeping an eye on that. Pepe, Jupe, Brett, Celestia, Una, the graph. And guys, that's what I meant by, guys, remember, the graph is one of my largest personal holdings. Okay. And I have kind of broken my own rule a little bit, and I have been kind of a little bit day trading my large holdings. All right. And when I go to the graph daily, right? So first of all, a red dot printed on the daily chart yesterday. All right. And we still have this downtrend structure that has not broken yet. All right. It did come very close to breaking here. It's very similar to the other chart I have. I have 2 TradingView accounts because I don't set a lot of alarms on this one, because I hate when alarms go off during the show. But this one, kind of perfect rejection here, and now another perfect rejection here. All right. So the level that we went to was right on time with that downtrend that started way back in March. All right. And that's when I was like, you know what? I think I need to sell some of this and try to buy in cheaper. And that is what I did. And that was, I think I sold mid 17s. So, I saved myself from losing 10%. of one of my largest holdings. Well done, AJ, well done. But so now we're testing 200, so we have to wait for that. We're also approaching massive support resistance at 15.3. All right, we do have a little baby bullish divergence when you really zoom in on that oscillator. There's a little pump and a second one there. And then it's not the end of the world when you do see how it does kind of have this kind of bullish structure forming. So we also have to consider this trend line, and if this trend line breaks, which is kind of right in line with this support resistance level, which is right in line with this downtrend. So if you are a GRT holder, point of intersection 1 is on the 29th, point of intersection 2 is on September 3rd. So sometime by September 3rd, the graph will either lose support resistance, come back down to maybe the 12 to 13 range, all right, in that kind of value area, or maybe it will respect this local trend line and maybe break out of this downtrend that it has formed since March. The graph will break out eventually. I promise you, it will break out eventually. And we have to use, these little kind of situations to put the chart in a scenario where, hey, this could happen, and then you kind of react, even if you look at this situation here, if we go back to May of this year, okay, so the downtrend begins, all right, and actually this local downtrend, the graph broke out of this one, right? All right, it broke out of this one. We trade that move, but then it gets rejected. Hold on, it gets rejected here, and that is where we form this downtrend, this big yellow one, all right, and the thing about that rejection is that from here, the graph had a nice uptrend. Or even if you want to kind of draw it super wide like this, you could do that as well. No matter how you drew that uptrend, you alarm that and then pair it with like support resistance ideas like right here. There's a little one right there, wherever. And then when it breaks that uptrend that we drew right here, guys, that's what I mean. Like, look at the size of that short. So, and that's what I mean by putting the chart in a situation where it has to do one thing or the other by said date. Look, another one right here. So we came down, we started to form a little baby uptrend, and we break the uptrend and we lose 46% in 4 days. Or even this example here, when we broke this one, we lost 36% in 17 days. So it is so important that even if it falls to the downside, that you are aware of these breaks in the smaller type trend lines. Because although this yellow line is the macro downtrend, this is a local uptrend, all right? And it is going to fight here, and we will trade and react to the break of that direction. Put the chart in a situation where it has to do one thing or the other by a certain amount of time and react to the break of the chart. Whatever way it breaks is the way you trade. That is how I've made my money. All right. It's simple when you really put it down, but executing it is a different story. It's a different story. And, that's kind of a lot of what I talk about in my Telegram group. And that's something I really kind of want to zone in on today in the members only, is execution and making a decision. Guys, a lot of traders, man, I give a lot of really good setups. I mean, I had some crazy setups last week with SWE and Toncoin. No, SWE and Popcat. I had a couple really good calls this week with Ton and Notcoin. And it's already Tuesday. I already have good calls. And, it's people see it and they understand it conceptually, but they don't pull the trigger. They don't properly react to the market. Execution is everything. Everything. All right. Gina Brown, do you have to have money in PHEMEX account or just sign up? I mean, if you want to trade, you have to have money in the account. Yeah. If you want to trade, you have to have money in the account. Bro launched a trading class course. I have. So here's the thing. I have been working on it. 1, 2, the problem with me doing a video series trading class is that it takes away from the book that I'm writing. So I'm kind of in a position where, do I just make a video series, or do I put out like the published version and then make a video version of it? I think that's what I want to do, and kind of put more details in the book itself. Obviously, that's going to take more time, and a lot of things with me and my channel take time. I don't have a building full of people that I don't spend $40,000 a month on my employees. I have a couple deal people, a couple editors, and Jada. And Jada helps me a lot, to be fair. And it does take time, but it is something I've been working on. It is something that I want to keep doing, and it's also something I want to do in my day to day. I give a lot of lessons every day. I really break this stuff down, and I take a lot of time to do that. Simon, Algo to go over $2 this bull run. Man, I hope so. I think it has the potential to. It's certainly the thing with Algo is that it's like a long play, and Algo is making a long play by their target demographic is developers. I will have the interview with Mark Van Leberg from Rare Evo in your hands pretty soon. I'm going to aim for Thursday. I had problems getting the footage from the team, and they had problems getting footage from the people at Caesar's Palace who kind of fumbled it. So the footage is like split from a YouTube screen recording, my real camera, my phone camera, and what they sent me, and we're kind of piecing it together. So that happened. But I think overall, Algorand's making the long play by focusing on developers because, basically with the technology to be able to code on Algorand with AlgoKit 2.0 to build with Python, okay? They did that because the other programming language, Teal, is extremely hard to learn, and they had problems getting people to develop on it. So they kind of have this waterfall type technology that allows you to code on Algorand in Python, and millions and millions of developers know how to code on Python. All right. And so basically they have been the only blockchain going to like coding conferences, like not crypto conferences, but developer coding conferences, Web 2 stuff, Web 2 coding. And they're like, hey, come build on Algorand. And so it's a slow process to plant your feet in the sand and go get those developers and bring them over and get them to build and give them grants and help them build them up. It's a long game, but I think it's the smartest move. It's the smartest move. They like the hype. They have some pretty interesting announcements hyping up as well. There's one that I know is coming today. There's a big announcement coming today. I have an idea of what it is, but I'm not sure of the details, which is generally how things go. And I think they can, man. I think they have a long way to go. I would not hold 100% of my bag waiting for it, for sure. I would certainly scale out just like I would with any other coin. I'm also in a position where I only need a 5x. I 5x, I'm set. Yeah, big time, so I don't need a 10x. And I understand that a lot of people get in trouble because they need as many X's as they can get, and they end up getting none of them because they're waiting for them. And that happened. So I think across the board, I think I'm just really pragmatic. And as a trader, I always want to temper expectations in general, because it's not like people like, yeah, I want a 25x, no problem. I'm like, no, that's not going to happen. So JC, what's the deal with Algo Ada team up? I don't know. Maybe wait 24 hours. Philip Sanchez, love the show. Glad you had a good vacay. Congrats on the engagement. Bring us the alpha. For sure, man. I got you. And also, I've been setting up a couple big interviews, one of them of which with Charles Hoskinson. So I think, I'm not sure when. Might be a couple months. Might be a couple weeks. Not sure. Looking forward to that. And also Wednesday, I'll be interviewing Shibtoshi from Squidgrow. Shibtoshi, if you don't know who he is, he killed it in 2021 with Shiba Inu. I'm talking cubic money. And now he has a project called Squidgrow, and they are a really kick-ass team. I really like the team. I really like the people on the team. And I think that with the right direction that they could continue to grow. And they have a really big presence at all the conferences I attend. So I'm certainly looking forward to talking with him tomorrow. Bernie, $5 super chat. Appreciate for the $5, Bernie. I do appreciate you. What market cap do you think Ondo reaches? I feel that I will have to do a proper Ondo price prediction. I'm not just going to guess without really looking into the entire thing live on the show. But I probably should do an Ondo price prediction. I think that's a project that deserves one. And so basically, now that I'm live streaming 3 days a week, I have a lot more time to write. I have a lot more time to do more production value to like my videos. And there will be, I'm going to aim for, probably starting after Labor Day, a weekly price prediction. So basically, price prediction, portfolio update, 4 charts in 4 minutes, the interviews. And the interviews is like, I'm trying to start a segment called 8 minutes with, like 8 minutes with Altcoin Daily, 8 minutes with, you know, Mario Nafal, 8 minutes with BitBoy, whatever. 8 minutes with, and then certainly some more like kind of like a more of a TA breakdown on certain coins, or like blanket TA, or like what's the Fibonacci levels for the top 10 coins, like kind of, you know, like videos like that. And when you really break that down, I mean, that's like a lot of content. That's a lot of content. So I certainly want to break out of, I want to lean more in, and also decentralized dialogues when I interview community members as well. So there is a lot of content there when you look at how many days that is. And I certainly, you know, need to focus with doing a lot more pre-recorded content. I know that at first there will be videos that don't get views. That's fine. I'm just going to keep doing content every day. That's the only way I can break out of, this channel has hit a ceiling. And also me taking a month off for vacation while getting engaged, and that was a really big deal to me. I didn't really do myself any favors by the time I took off, but I needed to take that time off. And I feel like I have hit a ceiling, but I also am the kind of person that's like, fuck that, let's break the ceiling. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I have complete confidence in myself, in my abilities, in crypto, in this community. Grogger Nation, I need your help. I need your help. You know, if like I'm not going anywhere, I'm not giving up. This is what I do for a living. If it's 10 people, if it's 1,000 people, I'm here. I'm here. And it is what it is. Yeah, organize new content into playlists. Yep, I've been putting stuff into playlists, but I will certainly do an Ondo price prediction soon. HBAR $1. I hope so. I hope so. I am a little concerned about Hedera right now. I just, what you kind of hear on Twitter, I don't think I'm concerned about Hedera, but I'm concerned about the HBAR Foundation. And I've kind of read some stuff on Twitter that's like irrefutable, and it kind of bums me out. And there are some things that I know that I won't say, but what I will say is that I think Hedera, no matter if what I heard is true or no matter what I heard is false, I think Hedera HBAR is going to be fine. Because if you kind of think of the My Algo hack with Algorand, people thought that Algorand got hacked because a third-party wallet that was not connected to Algorand got hacked. Algorand didn't get hacked. A wallet that's not attached to them with an unfortunate name got hacked, and everyone made a connection they shouldn't have made. Like when the founder of XRP or whatever, when his wallet got hacked, everyone thought XRP got hacked. No, like, and I kind of think that what the rumors circulating with HBAR Foundation, if any of them are true, I think it will be like a My Algo type situation. I don't think it will be irredeemable for Hedera, because Hedera, you know, the HBAR Foundation is not Hedera. So that needs to be very clear. And I'm not going to say names. I'm not going to say anything, but there's a lot of stuff on Twitter, and I don't even know if it's true or false, but I've been reading some about that, and it's like, damn, and that sucks. I mean, HBAR is one of like a big pick of mine, because I really like Lehman Baird. Lehman is a hell of a man. Shakes you in the eye, shakes your hand, looks you dead in the eye, asks you how you're doing, you know, really gives a shit. He's a great dude, and I hope that people that are in the. I just want the whatever rumors I'm seeing. I want them to go away because I really like the Hedera itself. I don't care about the foundations giving grants and all that. I care about Hedera, and yeah, man. I hope that it's not true. I, I'm gonna leave it there. I am sign up, but not verification. I need my VPN and do that. All right, there is a video on how to use PHEMEX. So if you YouTube, 1 second. I do got a piece out here pretty quick. Oh, Crypto Face went live. $6 million trade. Hell yeah. I will certainly be checking that out. Videos. Share this tab instead. Bang, 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 bang. So here's the channel here. I was watching Benjamin Cowan this morning. What a G. I might have him on the channel here pretty soon, actually. That'll be pretty cool. Where is it? How to trade on PHEMEX 4 months ago, right there. 4 months ago. Maybe I should make like an updated one as well. And so guys, I am going to start making a little bit more content, kind of leaning into a little bit more money. I have, you guys, if you've been watching this show for a while, you know that I have my reserves on disclosing my financial status for a plethora of personal reasons, like family stuff. But I'm certainly going to lean into more of it. Mainly because some people don't think I like have accolades trading. Like some people are like, oh, he probably doesn't even have $500,000. Like you get those comments and I'm like, really, bro? Really? So I'm certainly going to make like more content, like building a $20,000 portfolio right now, $500,000 trade. Like I'm going to lean into more of that type of content. And I think I should. Because I think I think one of Ben's best marketing strategies ever was getting a Lamborghini, man. That Lamborghini really kind of opened people's eyes to like, holy shit, like he has what I want. Like, dude, who doesn't want that? And I understand like the materialism aspect of it, and I don't like that either, but it's also you do have to lean into these things to get people in the door, and I'm fine with that. So I certainly am going to lean a little bit more into, I'm not flexing, but like more money on the channel. I think that is an important element as well. So just wanted to give you guys a heads up. PHEMEX will me just like the others. Well, no, Mike, because if you have your account before September 1st, you're good. That's what I'm saying. If your any account before September 1st is grandfathered in. That's all I'm saying. All right. And amazing. So I thought I had, I want to look at Bitcoin dominance, and I'm going to call it a day. I will be back here at 2:00 to do the members only live stream. So I see not that many stars in the house anymore. I did take a break, so we're back. Anyone, maybe I'll do like a couple gifted. Can I even do that here? Membership gifting. 1 second. Blah, 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 blah. There we go. I just gifted out 10 memberships for, well, even my mods. Wow. Mike and JC, I do want my money back. But I am gifting out 10 memberships because we got to get the memberships back up. I am leaning into a lot more members only content. I will be doing it at least once a week, and that is certainly I want to lean into it more, because especially for the people in my Telegram group that need more direction, and I think a little bit more intimate setting where there's like an open Q&A. And every members only live stream, there's an open Q&A where you can like literally ask me anything about trading. And I think a lot of people are trying to figure it out, so I'm trying to help out. Bitcoin dominance. Let me do this really quick. Share this tab. Bang, bang, bang. Got about 120 people in the house. I do appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks for spending your time with me. I'm going to take a quick look. Let me get some of these indicators off here. I don't really care about the volume profile on a dominance chart. All right. So, guys, So this was the previous level for 2024 high back in April. We have since then hit that at the beginning of August and are pushing that again, kind of a little double top idea. It does have a little bit of bearish divergence on this as well, kind of higher high and then lower high right there. So there is certainly an element of that. So maybe this is a double top, but guys, overall, like this looks like a crypto chart, a crypto coin I wish I was holding. Because when you look at it at face value and kind of just ignore a lot of the clutter, I mean, we are in a very gnarly uptrend here. Very gnarly ascending, broadening uptrend. And certainly, I'm not saying we want to see, I mean, for altcoins to run, Bitcoin dominance needs to fall down a little bit. If you kind of go back and look at like the big altcoin pumps we had, Bitcoin, that was during one of these little dips here from Bitcoin dominance. And Bitcoin dominance has been running the show. Bitcoin has been running the show. And that is normal. That is normal. Like what happens is people make their money with Bitcoin and then put that into altcoins. And that's when, so eventually when this chart either breaks this uptrend that started, this blue lines here that started way back here, November of 22, this uptrend has started. It has, a lot of touches here. Kind of move it over, get a little bit safer here. But when this thing finally puts in a lower high and breaks down, I mean, we kind of got a shoulder head, maybe another shoulder will form. Bitcoin dominance has to slow down for alts to really run, and that has not happened yet. And it's probably it's cruising right now. Even kind of zooming in, like 2-hour chart, there is kind of obviously a little double top idea here, slightly higher low. I would be interested I'd probably set an alarm like here just to see if it's going to cruise up or even at this local high right there as well. But yeah, that's at 57.97, 57.8, and 57.6. Currently at 57.46. So a little bit of Bitcoin dominance to talk about there. But awesome. I am going to peace out, everybody. You guys are amazing. I am going to have shout out to my guy Marco in the house. Hey man, I really do appreciate you. Thanks for being here, brother. Everybody, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Sorry, reading the chat. Yeah, I am going to be on Ben's show as well, doing TA there. But make sure you come back at 2 p.m. EST for the members only live stream. My name is AJ Wrights Crypto. Smash the likes on your way out the door. Get rich or get wrecked. Later.